Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing another pen from Asvine. I've reviewed a couple of these now and I've really enjoyed them. Today I'm looking at the P20, which is a piston filling pen, hence the P at the start of its name. And this was very generously provided by Asvine for this review. So a big thank you to them. Let's have a look at the pen. So this is how it comes packaged. Simple cardboard box over the top of a nice sort of plastic box. You open it up and sitting in the tray in a little plastic bag is the P20 fountain pen from Asvine. So this is the amber version. There are a number of different versions available, but this one is really pretty. It's very striking, and the moment I saw it, I knew this was the one I wanted to review. So I'm going to talk about the parts and features, do a writing sample, and talk about some pros and cons. So starting at the top of the pen, we have a little peaked dome on the end there. Then we get a clip band, which is cut in, and then the clip is good. It's stiff-ish, but it's flexible enough to use, and it also has that little ball on the end. The cap swells out to a rather large cap band with a Greek key style sort of figure on it. Then we get a little bit of the ink window, then the barrel that tapers down to a gold ring, and then the piston turning knob. Now this is a piston filling pen. I will not activate it. It is filled with ink, but basically you dip the nib into the bottle of ink and you turn that knob and the piston runs up and down in the pen and draws ink up into it. There are lots of videos about that filling system here on YouTube. So it is a screw cap pen and it comes off in about 2 1/4 turns, so not too bad. There is a little step down there onto the body, some super smooth threads, and then a tapered, almost sort of like, what do you call that? Like a bottleneck style grip section, and then a number 6 steel nib and plastic bead. No cartridge converter, just bottled ink for this one, as it is a piston filling pen. Now, the pen does post, and it posts quite securely, but a lot of that grip is on the piston knob there, and if you turn that, the cap on there, you are going to activate the piston knob, so that's just something to be aware of. Size comparison with the Lamy Safari, it's longer but about the same sort of width. Uncapped, once again, about the same length. And then posted, about the same length. Similar sort of width grip sections, different size and style of nib though, of course. And of course, a very different filling system. So what are the dimensions of the Asvine P20? Well, it's 148 millimeters when it is capped. It's 131 when it is uncapped. And it's 171 when it is posted. It's not too long. The balance is okay, but just remember you are posting onto that piston knob. Around the middle of the section is 11 millimeters and it's 15 around the cap. The pen weighs 27 grams, 19 in the body and 8 in the cap. So it's a nice sort of weight and size. How much does the Asvine P20 cost? Well, in Australia, through websites such as AliExpress and all that kind of stuff, you can get it as low as $40, and it's about $65 on Amazon. So just keep an eye out for good prices for this pen. Amazon is probably one of the better places to get it because it actually is associated with Asvine. Okay, let's do a writing sample here with the Asvine P20. This has a fine nib on it. There is a range of nibs available, fine, medium, particularly depending on where you go. This is a fine, it's a steel nib, and I think it is very nice. The ink in this is Monteverde. This one is Elephant from the Jungle series. I like this ink quite a lot, and it's very nice in this pen. It's a sort of it's a warm, almost dark purple. Okay, terrible, terrible handwriting, but you can hear there's a bit of feedback on the nib, but it is quite smooth. And like, I wouldn't say it's wet, but it does lay down a nice line of ink. Reverse writing, very, very scratchy. It's not a flex nib, but you can squeeze a little bit of line variation out of it if you are careful. Fast writing, no issues whatsoever. This pen writes really, really well. Like, it writes really, really well. Very, very happy with it. It's a nice fine line. It's smooth. There's a nice little bit of feedback. It's a great little writer. Okay, let's talk about some pros and cons. It's not my favorite pen when it is posted. I'm going to say that, you know, it posts onto the piston knob. I generally do write with this unposted. I tend to do that with most of my pens, but this one, I just generally find it a little bit more comfortable. The other thing I want to quickly mention is its similarity to the Leonardo Memento Zero regular sort of pen. It's a little bit longer, but there's lots in common. The little ball on the clip, the peaked finials, the bands, things like that. Even the use of the Greek key is an Italianate pen design element, which Leonardo is. Asvine is not. Asvine is a Chinese pen brand, but they've created a pen here that definitely resembles that Italian style. Lots of things I like about this pen though. It's got a really, really lovely nib. It writes really well. It's got an ink window, which I really appreciate. Any piston filling pen, even if it's slightly translucent like this, that doesn't have an ink window is really missing out quite a lot. I like this material. It's a very nice, simple acrylic with black swirl through this orange. I think amber is a great name for it. I think it's got a good piston mechanism. It's worked very nicely. It's got a decent capacity, all of that kind of thing. I do like the Italianate design. As I said, those peaked finials, the Greek key band, the clip, they're all lovely design elements that make this a pretty standard, beautiful, lovely pen. It writes well. It fits nicely in the hand. Lots to love. So this was the Asvine P20. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. A big thank you again to Asvine for sending this out for review. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, I'd love to hear from you. Please like and subscribe and hit the notifications button. All of this stuff helps the algorithm and helps me be able to continue to grow my channel. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.